Hello everyone and welcome to your new moon in Aquarius tarot reading. It is such a pleasure as always to be with you and to share about this new moon. I'm not an astrologer, so I invite you to find some good astrologers if you really want to know more about how the planets are aligned, how everything is impacting this new moon, of course. I'm a tarot reader, I'm an intuitive, but I'm not an astrologer. So I just wanted to make that clear. There's so many good astrologers out there. It's not going to be easy for you to find one. Okay, so this new moon in Aquarius, this is going to feel like the new year, guys, okay? This is going to feel like, let's go. I'm doing this, whatever resolution, whatever goals you have that maybe you've been struggling with since the new year, since January 1st. Well, this is it. This is the start. The best way I can show you with cards how this new moon is feeling is literally picturing the person on the star card riding the freaking horse, the Knight of Swords horse, okay? So it's like, I'm here. I'm still working on my healing journey. There's still a lot of things probably I need to address, need to work with, but I am moving forward. I'm not looking back. This new moon in Aquarius is definitely about not looking back. It's like, go, this is it. Let's do this. Let's do this. So things can happen very fast. If you're waiting for communication, it could come in very fast. If you've been waiting for any type of movement, if you've been waiting for motivation, if there's something that, you've been struggling with, waiting for, it could be showing up very, very fast, okay? This new moon, I don't feel it's the best one to manifest anything. This new moon is about looking inwards, okay? We are working with what's inside, not trying to attract things necessarily externally. We're working deep within. So Aquarius energy is the star card in the tarot, okay? So it's really about you. This new moon feels very about us, like celebrating who you are, celebrating your authenticity, but also celebrating the people that supported you in your healing journey, the people that's supporting you finding your truth, the people who always support you being yourself. So yes, there's this individual energy about this moon, but it's also about community. So being grateful, meditating, thinking, writing, supporting, honoring the people that kind of made you who you are today, the people that impacted you in a positive way, that help you move forward and, again, be your true authentic self. So this new moon is the first new moon of the year. Again, it's really about saying, okay, let's go, we're doing this. So again, I won't suggest manifesting things necessarily, but really working on your why. I've been talking a lot about that on the channel. Like, why is this goal so important for me? Why do I want to achieve this? So the why, okay? We're really going deep with that. It's a very, very good time to work on the things you're trying to forgive about yourself, forgiving ourselves, such an important part of the healing energy of the star card. Anything that happened in the past 3 years, 5 years now, it's like, okay, giving yourself the opportunity to forgive. I messed up, I fucked up. Now, what are the new rules, the new boundaries that I create for myself around that? What lesson did I learn around the mistakes that I made? Okay, how did this help me grow? How did this help me heal? So that's very important also. I feel like this new moon is giving us a sense of hope, really. And the Star card is a lot about that. I also took out the Moonology card for the new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. So it's really about bringing love to ourselves, in this healing journey, forgiving ourselves again, and also honoring the people that were impactful in our journey. It could be ancestors, it could be people that are here with you, people that inspire you. Go back to your purest, truest intention is what I wrote down before starting this reading. So again, working with the why. And when we're talking about sword energy, star energy, Aquarius energy, we're talking a lot about boundaries. So a little checkup around your boundaries. Are they still working? Do you need to adjust something? And also looking at how you respond to other people's boundaries. Again, it is a moon about you, but it is also about how other people impacted you. So not only your boundaries and the way that you do things, but also how are you respecting and working with other people's boundaries, okay? So there's a lot. There's a lot about this moon, and it's a very potent one. I invite you to meditate, write, call a person that you love, that inspires you. Send an email to someone who inspires you, who makes you feel seen and heard. And again, not necessarily trying to manifest something because of how the planets are aligned. And again, I'm not an astrologer. Right now, our minds, our ego could be a little bit blurred, especially when we're trying to manifest something. So try to work within. What do you want to heal? Is there something you want to improve about yourself? Is there something that you need to, of course, release? And creating this temporal landmark in your mind, like this is it. This is the fresh start. This new moon in Aquarius is like probably the ultimate fresh start. I like it. Okay, so let's do a reading. Let's see what energy we're working with here. I'm going to pick, of course, our supportive card for this new moon. Let me take a deep breath. I invite you to write in the comments if ever you pick similar cards, or what cards are your supportive energy for this new moon. Please share. The comments are open. I'm so happy to be talking with all of you. It feels very aligned right now, especially with this new moon, that we are sharing, talking, communicating. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. I'm not surprised that the Ace of Wands is our supportive energy. I can't stop smiling. This is the green light. I always say it. Green light. I know this came up in the Gemini reading. If you are a Gemini, definitely go watch the bonus reading. This is the green light, my friend. Okay, this is it. Ready, set, go. This is the start. It's time to forgive ourselves. It's time to, let go of the 10 of Wands energy, release the things, the stories, the heaviness that is just not ours to hold anymore. Forgiving ourselves truly because we deserve it, because our mistake does not take anything away from our value. Okay, so this is it. This is the green light. If you've been waiting for any sign, if you've been waiting for a little kick in the butt, to start fresh, start your resolution, get out of your comfort zone, whatever it is for you, whatever you want to start. It doesn't have to be connected to resolution. I invite you to start on the new moon, or right now even. Again, this is your green light. The universe is on your side. Spirit is on your side. I'm on your side, definitely. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy because a lot of you know this is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. It's the biggest yes in the tarot. Yes, your dream is possible. Yes, it's possible to heal those parts of yourself that have been so hard to deal with. I love it. Okay, let's do this reading. Let's do this reading. I invite you also to like the video. If you love the new moon and full moon reading, liking, subscribing to the channel, it helps me so much, you have no idea. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, what do we need to know about this Ace of Wands, this new moon in Aquarius? Is there anything we need to know? Is there any soul medicine wanting to come through today? 2 cards. Is there another card? Okay. Let's see. 2 of Swords. How beautiful is that? So this is it. This is the sword energy mix with the moon. 2 of Swords feels just so beautiful, okay? For this specific energy. Wow, I can't believe how aligned the cards are. I'm always impressed with how magical the tarot feels sometimes. So 2 of Swords is an empowered decision, trusting ourselves, trusting that we know that we can make the right decision for us. Also, I love that we started with 1 and then we go to 2. So yeah, the things that you start, they're going to be expanding. The seeds that you planted, they're going to be flourishing. Take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush conversation. Try to really sit with information that's coming through. I've been saying that a lot recently, but I think it's a very important lesson, message from this new moon energy. Can we sit and receive? Can we take a moment and pause before getting back to someone that emailed us or texted us? Can we really sit with the feeling and really think before we speak? There's something very important about that, okay? We have the 4 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. So again, how can we pause? How can we check in with ourselves? The 4 of Pentacles has been coming up constantly, okay? We are still in Capricorn season as I'm recording this, but we are stepping into Aquarius season, okay? So what are the lessons that you learn in Capricorn season? What are the things that you felt called to do because you know you have to do them, but it's been hard. It's been time consuming. It's been a little overwhelming. Can you give yourself the credit for how hard you've been working instead of judging yourself because, you know, you took an extra day off or you've been a little in and out with your goals and resolution, whatever it is. Like every failure is an opportunity to learn. You are growing and transforming through everything that you do, the good, the bad, the challenging, and it's important that you honor that, okay? There's something important, again, about trusting your wisdom, trusting that you will make the right decision for you, and trusting that it is okay to forgive yourself. It is okay, and it is actually very important. It's coming out very strongly right now for me as I'm doing this reading. I keep on thinking about the Star card and how important it is for this specific new moon. We deserve to forgive ourselves, even about things that we really carry shame around, things that we regret. Regrets are normal. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming to hear people say, I don't have any regrets, no regrets. Regrets are totally normal. If you regret something, it's a clear confirmation that you grew, that you learned something about yourself, that you want to do better in the future. So regrets are not something negative, really. It's you growing and saying, you know what? That's not in alignment with me anymore. I would not do that to myself. I would not do that to another person. But I am allowed to heal. I'm allowed to grow from my mistakes. And my mistakes don't take any value away from me. I don't care what you did. Your mistakes don't take away value from you. Okay? Of course, you know, and I don't want to get into that. Of course, there's some very evil people on the planet, people who, who do very, very bad things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as a human trying to navigate being on this planet in 2023 and how freaking hard it is. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? We're still standing. We're here. We are still, in the midst of a very intense time. Everything is different. Life is different. Can we cut ourselves some freaking slack once in a while? Okay? I feel like Eight of Pentacles is a lot about that. It's like sometimes we're so busy and work is so time consuming, and we're so busy like doing the things we're supposed to do and respecting a schedule and showing up and serving and all of that we don't necessarily give ourselves the credit for how much we transform through everything we do. Again, the good, the bad, the challenging. So I feel like this new moon is a lot about our lessons, writing about the lessons that we learned in the past 2-3 years. This is definitely something I will be doing in my new moon ritual, which is, by the way, happening next Saturday on January 21st. My dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad, if you're watching. So January 21st, I don't even know if I said it earlier in the video, but whenever you're watching this video, the moon energy, it stays. There's no time specific to do a ritual. Some people really want to do it on the night of the moon. Sometimes I don't have time. Sometimes I don't feel like it. So I do it, a couple days after. The energy is still present. As long as you're doing things with intention, who cares what day it is, really? I feel like the moon and the aspects about it is helping us reflect about specific things in our lives. It's kind of shining a light on, specific things, area of our lives, but you don't need to push yourself on January 21st if it does not feel aligned with you. You're not going to miss out on anything, trust me, okay? So whenever you feel like doing this, whenever you feel like reflecting on what are the lessons that I learned, how can I honor the people that help me be my true authentic self, writing about the things that you love about yourself, the things that you want to clear, the things that you're trying to forgive yourself, maybe also forgiving other people, everything that's connected to healing and expansion of the mind, psychology, swords energy, the mind, the nervous system, the ego, communication. I like that. Okay, let's see what we have here. The Page of Wands and the Judgment card. So this is it. We're talking a lot about, how we speak to ourselves, the negative self-talk, how we judge ourselves, how we bring ourselves down, and how we are constantly trying to control the timing of everything. Page of Wands to me is a lot about finding your own rhythm, about your respecting your own timing, finding your own timing. We try to control everything as humans. Literally, we even try to control the temperature, like everything. We are so used to controlling everything. We even control our image, what we share online, which can be very damaging because, when you compare yourself to someone online, you only see the good stuff. Rarely people are going to share vulnerable sides of themselves or the ugly side of themselves. So it's like we have to let go of control a little bit, and that's very, very hard. Judgment card to me right now is really about that. In what ways have you been judging yourself? In what ways have you been judging the timing, your own timing with healing, learning, growing, forgiving? Are you pissed off at yourself or at others because you're waiting on something, because it's taking too long, because it's not exactly how you wish it was, because again, you're trying to control something? Can you let go a little bit? Can you surrender? just a little bit. It's not easy to let go of control, but this is a huge theme for me this month, so I wanted to share that with you. Literally, my theme for January was, how can I let go of control to make more space for my intuition to lead the way a little bit more? Letting go of control and letting the intuition guide the way, which is something I work on every day of my freaking life. It does not happen just naturally by magic. It's in the little moments, okay? So a way I do that is in my practice, I try to not obsess over the future, over predictions. This is how I let go of control. I literally broke up with the idea of proving to people that I can predict the future, proving to people that I am an intuitive, that I have abilities with tarot. Letting go of control. I'm letting go. And also that's why I reopened the comments here on YouTube. The biggest reason why the comments are off usually is because of the freaking scammers. It drives me crazy to deal with them, so it was easier that way. But also kind of protecting myself from negative comments. But I cannot control how people react, how people comment, how people sometimes feel like they need to, give their 2 cents and tell you how shitty you are, that, I don't know how to speak English because I'm French, and that I don't know how to read tarot, that I'm not a real intuitive. I've heard it all. I've read it all. I've seen it all, but I cannot control how people will judge me, how people will interact with me. I have to let go. And it makes so much space. It creates so much space for my intuition. Because I'm breaking up with the idea of trying to look perfect online, trying to always say the good thing, trying to please everyone, trying to prove again that I can, quote unquote, predict the future, which is pure bullshit, my friend. I feel like we all need to let go of control a little bit. So what are the things in your life, the areas of your life where you judge yourself the most? Is it connected to timing, maybe? Sometimes we judge ourselves around grieving. I should be over this situation. I should not be grieving this person still. It's been so long. So in what ways are you judging yourself when it comes to things that you cannot control? And how can you be more aware of that? And how can you maybe talk about it, share about it, share it with another person? It's really about letting the feelings out, acknowledging them, writing about it, again, talking about it. Just me being here right now and doing this reading for you, it's also for me. It's a way to, share my stories and reflect with you guys. Readings are always for me a little bit also. And I think that it's the beauty and the magic of tarot. It's like I learn something every time I sit to my tarot table and I do something for you guys. Every time. I will realize something about myself, or there's going to be one card that I'm going to be like meditating on after. There's always something. So there's for sure something that you can reflect on. How can you do that? In what way are you doing that? Is it with tarot? Is it by communicating with someone? Is it by sharing with your community? Is it just being with yourself, writing a song, writing a poem? I don't know. Whatever, as long as it's coming out. And as long as you are giving yourself the opportunity to forgive you, others, especially if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's kind of out of the question. This new moon is a very good time to look at the energy that we are uncomfortable with, and that we kind of know that we don't want to think about that. We don't want to deal with that. It's like out of the question. This year is about vulnerability. Can you at least meditate on those things? Write about it, whatever, create something around it. I'm not surprised the Ten of Wands is here, Three of Pentacles, and the Devil card. So the Three of Pentacles is literally what I said. My personal energy for the month, letting go of control to make more space for the intuition, okay? Especially around work. What you do for work, what you do for creation, there's a calling to move a little bit more intuitively when it comes to how you do things, how you manage your schedule. Maybe you've been trying again to set some type of goals that are very, very big and intense. In your heart, you know you're kind of setting yourself up for failure because it's like too big, you're overwhelming yourself. Can you take smaller steps? And can you work with the things that you can actually control? And definitely moving slow, taking small steps, celebrating the small accomplishment definitely is something important here. We have the Devil card and the Ten of Wands. Listen, I feel like this reading is like, it's always repeating some type of the same energy. Devil, Ten of Wands. What are the things that you feel shame around? The things that you wish you could control, you wish you could change, you wish you could release, but it's so hard. You're not supposed to wake up one morning and completely release the past and completely forgive yourself and say, I'm healed, I found happiness. This is not how life works. There's going to be moments where we carry too many freaking wands on our back because we want to save everyone. We want to do everything because our nervous system gets in the way. And there's going to be so many moments where we're going to feel trapped. We're going to feel kind of restrained here. You can see on the Devil card that people are kind of chained here. There's going to be moments where you feel chained to your desires, to the things that you want, to the things that you know are quote unquote bad or not so good for you. But you cannot control everything. And sometimes we have to indulge in pleasure. We have to indulge in the good thing. But at the end of the day, if you are clear with your why, the why you want to better yourself, why do I want to quit smoking, quit drinking, or drink less, smoke less, whatever it is for you. It could be, treating people better, being nicer, trusting more, being more clear with my boundaries, honoring other people's boundaries, whatever it is. It's just about taking the small step and working with the why, because it's easy to create goals. It's very easy to set ourselves up for failure because we're being too intense. We're trying to control everything. We have to let go of control. So what are the wands that you can leave behind? The ones that are not yours to hold. The stories, the other people's problems, the things that you spend time doing, but it's not necessarily, feels like a waste of time, feels like a waste of your energy. Is there at least one that you can let go of? Just one. Start slow. Very important. And I feel like, again, a lot of change is happening fast with this new moon. But the way we heal, the way we do things, the way we grow and evolve, it should be slow. Slow and steady wins the race. And that's always going to be true. It's always going to be true because when we are checking in, slowing down, and taking our time with all of those things, we can really work deeper. We can really look at the problem, look at, the foundation and work with that. We're not rushing things. Especially when we are sure about our why, when we are clear about the why of it all. Why am I doing this thing? Why do I want to look that way? Why do I want to accomplish this? Very important to work with the why, okay? Is there one more card? I love to see the Judgment card as center energy, surrounded by Capricorn cards. So definitely there's a lot that you learn during Capricorn season, and those lessons, when you apply them, it's going to help you change direction. It's going to help you find a better path for you and be surprised by the universe. The Judgment card feels very surprising. I know that there could be some type of unpredictable turn, but I know it's destined. And anything can change in an instant. Everything is spiral, like nothing is a straight line. So even if you're trying to plan, you know, in 6 months I'm going to do this. In 6 months I'm going to look that way. In 6 months this and that. It's like everything can change in a moment. So can you let go of control, especially letting go of obsessing over the future, and create smaller goals for yourself? And we have the Page of Cups. This is it. This is you working with the foundation, you getting vulnerable, getting real with yourself, also honoring your inner child, honoring the younger version of you. I feel like this is very connected to us forgiving ourselves and other people. And sometimes, and I know you know this, but sometimes it's important to forgive other people, not for them necessarily, but for us to find peace. For us to find peace, my friend. So Page of Cups to me is like the ultimate inner child. When I pick this card in my practice, it's like the little Kim. I know this is my inner child, or the younger version of me. Because it's not just about working with the inner child, but it's also about honoring this younger version of you. The version of you from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that was completely different, that had no freaking idea what would be happening with the world. Do you think everyone predicted what would happen with the world? I don't care. No. It's like we cannot predict everything. We cannot control. So how can you honor the older, the younger part of yourself from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, your inner child, this part of you that had no idea, but still kept their head up, pushed through? How can you honor how brave you've been through all of this? If you're here, my friend, watching this reading, if you had the time to watch the whole thing, to pause, this is self-care. This is so precious. You are here. You are alive. You are still standing. And that, my friend, in 2023 is a blessing itself. It's big, and we need to honor that. We definitely need to honor the parts, ourselves from 4 or 5 years ago that had no freaking idea. How clueless we were. Unprepared, most of us. How can we honor those parts of ourselves that are so tender, that maybe are still very scared, that are kind of kicking and screaming inside of us because we had to push through. We had to keep our head up and do the work and show up. Some of you guys had to serve in hospitals for clients, had to show up. We all serve in a different way. We all showed up in a different way, but it wasn't easy. And can we be nicer to ourselves? Can we be nicer to our nervous system that's been so freaking overwhelmed with everything that's happening? I really feel like this new moon in Aquarius is our fresh start. I'm not saying that everything in the world is just now very peaceful and everything's over. Absolutely not. I'm saying that we deserve to create this temporal landmark in our mind, this mark in our mind, and say, you know what? This is my fresh start. I am navigating this new world now with just a different perspective, an open heart, an open mind. And I honor the parts of myself that maybe are still scared, again, kicking and screaming. I honor the people that were there to support me. And I honor where I am in my journey. Whatever path you're choosing, whatever decision you're making for yourself, you're going to do the right thing for you. I truly believe that. So I'm sending a big, big hug your way. Remember, this new moon is really about bringing love into the situation for ourselves and for others, okay? I am sending all my love. I cannot wait to speak with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for taking this moment for you, for investing in your healing journey, your self-care, maybe your learning journey with the tarot. I bow down to you for investing in yourself, and I am sending big, big hugs your way. Bye, guys.